Hey guys, welcome back to Thread and Glue Designs. Today I wanted to show you the easiest way I've ever found to gather fabric. This works for apparel. It also works for the gathers on the edge of a junk journal, things like that. So we'll just get started. The first thing you want to do is set your machine to a zigzag stitch. If your zigzag is extremely tight, then you may want to expand the stitch length so that it spreads out. And I'm going to be doing one for a junk journal. So what I'm doing now, I'm just taking my 2.5-inch strip that I got from a jelly roll, and I'm leaving it folded in half, but I'm making sure it's even. And then I'm going to fold it in half again, like that. And one more time. That way all of the sides are even, and I can cut up the center so that I can have it the right size for a page. So I just take my scissors and cut right up the center. Okay, now we have our first piece that we're ready to zigzag and gather. So you can do this single or double, and I just prefer double. I like the way it feels better, but you do you. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to take and hold on to your outer thread, your first top thread. Set your presser foot down and put your needle down in it and pull up. That's going to bring up your bobbin thread. So at that point, you want to get a hold of that bobbin thread. My fingers are too fat. So I go under the machine here, pull it up, and you're going to pull it until you get a good length where it's at least the length of your fabric currently, okay? So that's pretty good length. You're going to hold those two together, put your machine foot back down. Remember, you're still on that zigzag stitch. You're going to hold the two threads, the bobbin and the top thread, together and line it up with the center mark, okay? You're going to start going real slow. Here, let me slow my machine down so it'll do it for me. Okay, and you're going to go and let it zigzag over the top of those. Those two strings will be directly in the center of that zigzag, okay? And so you just work your way all the way down your fabric. And if you want it to gather while you're doing it, you just hold these strings real tight and it'll go ahead and start gathering. I'm not worried about that. I do fine just gathering it afterwards. So I'm going to keep going like it is. I am going to speed it up just a little bit now that you've seen what I'm doing here. Get you a little closer. And let the machine do the work. Remember to keep that in the center, okay? Because you want that zigzag to go over it. That's the key. If it's a little wonky, it's okay. It's not a life or death thing. You see my fabric got a little off there, so I'm putting it back together before I continue. Getting my strings back to hold and continuing on. Okay, now that we're at the end, we want to back stitch, and this is going to lock this one end in, and then we can cut our threads. So next, what we're going to do, and I'm going to move you down just a little bit to where you can see. Here we go. You're going to take the two ends that you had left from the beginning, and you're going to start tugging it, and your fabric is just going to gather right up. You're going to move your hand down it to help it gather. And you can do this as tight or as loose as you want it, however you prefer it. And once you get it where you want it, then just adjust everything to make sure your gathers are in the places that you like them, that they're even. I don't know, most people probably don't worry about if they're even, but I do. I don't like uneven stuff. Anyway, so I'm moving those along, adjusting, and I've got it where I want it there. So all I have to do is take these 2 threads from the end that we first began with and tie it in a knot. That's it. Then you have your gather, you have your fabric ready, and it's easy peasy. That is the easiest way I have ever found to gather anything. So I don't know if this will help anybody, but I'm hoping so. And at the end, after you've tied your knots, you just clip those threads, and you have a beautifully gathered piece of fabric ready for your journal or on your apparel. So hopefully that helps, and let me know in the comments if it did, and if you like little short excerpts like this on sewing tips or journaling tips. And I will see you guys again in the next one. I hope you enjoy your day. Bye.